Mr. McEwen, congratulations on being named Teacher of the Year.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Woo! So I have to know, you've been teaching a day or two, and clearly you've figured some things out. What would you tell new teachers just coming into this environment? What works? How does that happen?
Well, it's been 38 years, and
38.
I think really the most important thing I could say to any new teacher is it's really all about managing students. And so when I think about managing students, that's not discipline, that's not really necessarily behavior. It starts at my door. It's a greeting at the door. It's kind of funny, I have a conversation on the very first day, especially with ninth graders, and they either greet me or don't at the door. And I try to do that every single day. But on that very first day, they come in and I have them discuss, if you greeted me, why did you do that? And if you didn't greet me, why didn't you do that? And it's kind of interesting. Sometimes I actually hear from students, I didn't know I was supposed to greet the teacher.
Oh.
And so really just me figuring out what kind of day is it, I try to do that really right at the door.
And you can tell when a ninth grader walks in how they respond to you, kind of what they're going through that day.
Just trying to figure that out.
For.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a kid come in and you've spoken to them and they just kind of grumble past you. Then what do you do next? Like, you've got a whole classroom of students to work with. How do you deal with that one student who's struggling that day, or maybe they struggle all the time?
Well, I mean, sometimes I just try to pull them aside, maybe when they're coming in, especially once I get to know them. Is this their normal, or is this a little abnormal, or whatever? And I absolutely always greet students if they've come in and they've missed some days. Hey, glad you're back.
Yeah.
Were you sick? And we just have that conversation. But one thing I really absolutely try to do that really builds that positive, I hope, positive energy in my classroom is I try to do for every student every year, a student of the week. They get up in class, they get a certificate, I give them a Coke, and then I get a few students to tell something about them.
Oh.
And that usually
Very
happens on a
cool.
Monday or a Tuesday.
Yeah.
We have a positive behavior referral. They get one of those as well. They get a positive phone call home or an email.
Wow.
And then I actually write a thank you card. You can see I've already started making those for this next week. And so they get all that stuff. And so sometimes it's amazing. I hear back from either directly from the student, or sometimes I hear from the parent. There's nothing that makes a mom happier when they know that you love their student. We don't do school normal in my classroom. It is really about learning, and it's not about a grade. I don't collect the first try at doing something and then correct it. It really is got to be not about the grade, but about the learning. And so I think that's way different in their mind. They're always like, what do I have to do? If I do this sheet and then I turn it in and then my grade will be, and I'll say the grade will take care of itself. You can see these are my class averages after 5 weeks in January. You can see that is the class average.
Wow. And it just goes up and up and up.
Right, but what my students would say is this is probably one of their hardest classes.
Really?
That's what they would say. So
Wow.
that doesn't relate to what they believe is hard.
Yeah.
Thinking for 48 minutes or 49 minutes is always what we do. And so that's the hard work. That's the hard work we do in class. And so, yeah, I'm trying to reward the thinking and the learning and not the grade.
Yeah. So what is your greatest challenge?
Any teacher would always say, hey, I have those few students. They're bothering me every single day. And I've done PDs for other teachers, and I said,
what's a PD?
It's a professional development on management. And I said, you better find something to love about every single one of your students.
Wow.
My students are counting on me to be the best that I can be. My parents are counting on me to be that best person that I can be in my classroom. My community is counting on that as well. We're going to learn, we're going to learn to think critically. We're going to learn to write, be better writers, better communicators. We're going to do all of that in class. It's way more than just content. And I think if anything's changed, it's been that approach. So probably for me, for about the last 10 years, I've just said, I can't keep doing it that way. That way is not really working as well as I want. And if I want it to work differently, I'm going to have to change. If I keep doing the same thing, the same way, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And so
you're all
I
about
think
evolving.
Absolutely, 38 years and counting, and it is really still about getting better and better and better and better. I'm asking my students to do the same. Why wouldn't I?